Hello, everybody, and welcome to an episode of Screen Time Continuum. I am Nick, and I'm joined with my friends, the gentlemen, as always. Mike, how you doing, man?
I'm great, but what the hell going on with your energy?
I don't know. I was just trying to mix it up.
You sound you
Yeah.
sound like it's Monday morning and you just walked into work.
Yeah. All right.
Damn.
Well, now that I've been thoroughly vibe checked, what's going on, Keelan?
Not much. Can't complain. Probably gonna be in the same tone as you at some point, but for now, I don't think anything's wrong with your tone. Screw that guy.
Thanks. I appreciate it. He's probably right though. That's okay. Sorry, everybody. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We are going to be covering House of the Dragon. We missed episode 5, so we're going to briefly talk about that at the beginning of the show, and then focus primarily on episode 6. Partly because it's still fresh in our minds, and I think I forgot episode 5. So, I'm going to give you guys your spoiler warning. This is our after show. This is where we talk about the episode in detail and full length with all spoilers. So if you have not seen the episode 6 or episode 5 for that matter, turn back now, go watch it, and then come back to us if you feel so inclined.
Better not go no damn where.
Or don't
Better
go no
sit
damn
here
where.
and listen to these spoilers and you deal with it.
That's
Well,
right.
yes, exactly. Right. Those are your options. So yeah, spoiler warning, fair spoiler warning, everybody out there. We're going to be talking about the episode. So if you haven't seen it, go back and check it out, or don't. That's your warning. All right, guys. Episode 5 and 6. So I guess what we could do is maybe have Keelan give us a couple points from episode 5. I don't really want to dwell on it that much because I really don't think that it was that interesting, but I could be wrong. Keelan, are there any highlights to episode 5 that you want to bring up?
Damon had hallucinations.
Oh my God, I'm so
Damn.
tired of that.
Damon had go 6 with his mom.
Oh, that's right.
Uh,
Yes,
that
that is
was-
the
that was
highlight of
big.
episode 5. Yeah.
We find out that Aegon is still alive.
hmm
Um,
But just
Woo!
barely.
just barely.
That was the highlight for me. I was like, woo, like the
Wasn't
nature
that-
boy.
Wasn't that thrilling?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, kind of, but not really. If anything, it just reassured you that they're gonna push this story as long as they can.
Right.
Just like his damn daddy won't die.
Right.
He's just going to be in a half-baked coma forever.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I thought, okay, so we're going to jump around, I guess, for a second, but I thought Alicent was going to kill him. Was she not?
I thought Alicent was gonna kill him too, but what I realized while watching it was she's more afraid of Aemon than she is of confident in Aegon.
Gotcha. Yeah. that
Because
makes sense.
Aemon's clearly a psychopath. And
Clearly,
everybody
she's
who
alluded
sees
to
him
that.
knows it.
Yeah, she alluded to that in pretty much every episode of this season, including 5 and 6.
I think she
Nightmare,
alluded
the
to it
dragon
towards the
rider.
end of last season too.
Well, yeah, that's when it began.
Yeah, he's a psychopath. She knew it, and that's why when the stuff that happened in today's episode makes sense.
Fair. I mean, Aemon is the clear example of, and clearly Alicent should be a therapist, but he's a perfect example of what happens when a kid kills a small animal.
And nepotism.
And nepotism.
Starts
irony
pulling the
of that.
wings off of.
Funny how that
insects.
kind of came back around full circle, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Anything from episode 5 that happened?
Yeah,
We
what?
got
I'm sorry.
the mom ghost sex, and
Oh, yeah,
Aegon
let's
is
see.
still alive.
Oh,
Mom goes 6.
I was gonna say, and Rhaenyra started her plan to spread dissent.
Oh yeah,
Amongst
not
the-
her plan.
Well,
Yeah,
my
Mace-
Sarah's or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever her
Melissa's
sexy name is.
Masari.
Shit.
Sorry.
The small folks see a dead dragon head and start to understand that the dragons are just flesh.
That was so stupid.
That was stupid on Sir Kristen's part because he himself is a small folk that just happens to now be in a higher level position, so he wouldn't understand because that's beyond his thinking.
I don't know that. I don't know that that was necessarily his idea.
No, they said it
But
directly was his idea, and he was very proud
they
of
said that.
Mhm.
I just thought it was really stupid. But okay,
it. And he was
then
boastfully proud of being the person who did it because it was to strike fear and we can slay a dragon. And it's like, no, you just took the illusion of the dragons being gods away.
right. Nobody had ever seen a dead dragon before, outside of a dragon on dragon battle, probably.
Right.
Yeah.
The people literally started calling it a black omen of the Song
That's
of Fire and
racist.
Ice. That's
Yeah.
racist. Let's
Okay, and
see.
anything else?
Bela and Rhaenyra all of a sudden seem like friends.
Who?
Bela and Rhaenyra.
Which one is Bela again?
Her niece.
Oh, right. The little
Uh,
mocha latte girl.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll call it that.
What is that? Is that wrong to say that?
I don't know. Maybe. I can never tell with you.
I like
It
how we
could
both
be.
at the same time only could say I don't know because it's like I really don't know.
What I mean to say is, am I gonna get canceled for being black and saying that, or am I gonna get
Uh,
canceled for being white and saying that?
well,
That is a
possibly
political
both.
question on a
Possibly
non-political
both.
show.
Yeah.
Well, whatever brings us some attention.
Okay.
That is fair. Oh, Sir Kristen, he turns into a little fluffy boy because you can see he's clearly confidence struck. Like his confidence has been broken for a moment because of the power of the dragon. His first time actually witnessing it. I thought that was pivotal. I thought that was very pivotal because here's this guy who's been parading around and masquerading as this
I finally understand him,
heartless
actually.
killer.
Yeah, you just put it into better context for me, Keelan. He is the embodiment of impotent rage.
Yeah. No, he is though.
That's what Kristen Cole is.
Damn.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
absolutely is.
That's exactly what he is.
Yeah, I mean, Alicent is clearly seen as nothing more than a whore by Laris and Sir Kristen, and seemingly everyone else around. We find out something in episode 6 that makes that even crazier. Let's see. Chase goes to negotiations at River Run. Damon talks about the witch. Bela has bars. Yeah, Bela has bars. She says, "I am blood and fire. Driftmark has no pass. Must pass to Salt and Sea." And she's basically saying that she is a dragon rider. She is closer to a Targaryen than a Valerian. And all of this comes as a part of the discussion when she's talking to her grandfather, Sir Corlys, because Rhaenyra wants him as the hand after the passing of Rhaenys. That might be the last big thing.
Fascinating.
I remember all of that vaguely.
That could all have been an email.
Yeah, that all could have been an email. Because I don't think anything is really important about her sending Sir Alfred to bring Daemon back to her side because clearly Daemon wants to do what he wants.
Damon just won't
Clearly,
leave
he's the
Harrenhal.
scumbag we always said he was.
They put him out of commission for 4 episodes so far.
Basically.
He hasn't done anything.
Nothing of note except hallucinate.
Masari has been a bigger player in this season than he has.
Oh, way bigger. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, and it's her
she's prettier.
Fair. Let's see. I think that's about. Helena catches Aemon staring at the Iron Throne. She already knows what really happened out there, whether she needs to ask or not, and she asks him if it was worth it in so many words. And then we see Aegon wake up. He says, "Mommy," and that's about it. And then a mad thought is arisen by Jace to his mother, and even though it's a mad thought, she finds some interest in it, and that mad thought is that they can find the lower descendants, those who have thinner Targaryen blood, possibly dragon riders, but also possibly just dragon food, and give them a chance to
Blood quantum.
So do dragons eat ashes?
No.
Oh, okay. You're asking why they would emblazon the things that they eat? I don't think that they eat the things that they set fire to. I think they just set fire to them.
Yeah,
well, I know in some dragon universes they actually eat ashes.
Oh.
They actually eat the ash. But
Oh,
okay,
okay. Sensitive
I just
stomachs,
wonder.
I guess.
Do they eat ash like
Magical
groceries?
dragons, huh?
Do they eat ash like groceries?
No, don't do
Absolutely,
it.
absolutely.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. We are out of here.
We officially got our notification of cancellation.
Yeah,
Right.
that's it. We're
I
done.
apologize.
Last straw.
That
all right, so
damn
you
hip
first,
hop, look what it did.
you guys' first impressions for episode 6. Then, how'd you like the episode? Let's go with Keelan.
Man, episode 6 was okay, I guess. It carried a little more potential than some of the other episodes.
Better than
But
5.
Better than 5 for sure. However, I'm not sure where it leaves us. The last like 10, 15 minutes of episode 6 were more exciting than the first, 40 something odd.
Yeah. That's kind of the way this show is. It's 40 minutes of sort of trotting and conversations that you want to care about but just can't find yourself to care about, and then something interesting happens for about 5 to 10 minutes, and that makes you feel like, okay, I can keep going.
But that's
And
the
then
way
you-
Game of Thrones was, but they were better at it.
Well, but Game of Thrones, I think, had more intrigue about it.
Right. That's
This
what I'm
is-
saying. It was better
Yeah.
at doing it. It used to
Yeah.
do all this other stuff. And then at the very last 10, 15 minutes, it would get you to this point where you're like, oh. And then
Yeah.
it would end and you'd be like, oh, shit. What's going to
Right.
happen next?
It would get
This
you to what
one-
point, Mike?
Huh?
Nothing.
And this one is kind of like, it tries to give you this crescendo that you just never really get to. It's kind of like you get there and you get to that high point, but then it just drops off and you're just disappointed.
What are you using
Yeah.
those $5 words for? Crescendo? Who do you think you are? Hmm? Fancy.
Who gave you money to buy that word?
Yeah.
My nephew,
Okay.
he gave it to me with his lexicon.
Oh, dang. A 2-for-1 special, huh? All right.
Yeah.
I will say,
all right, Mike.
before-
Yeah, okay,
before
go
you
ahead.
go,
Sorry.
I will say episode 6 had a lot more hot points. Like there were a lot of things that happened in episode 6 that make you really go, oh shoot, we actually moving the story forward.
Yes. Yeah, I would say that you're very right about that. Anything else about your first impressions for episode 1 or 6? Where am I? What day
I
is
say,
it?
well, episode 1. No. For impressions, I'll leave it at that.
All right.
What are your first thoughts about season?
What do you think, Mike?
We got some girl on girl action. The end.
Man, I knew you were going to say that. Did you have
Actually
to?
was too.
You're like
Why?
5
'Cause
years old.
I said it before you did.
No.
I need a dope.
I mean, I enjoyed. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the episode. I didn't think it was absolutely ass like I thought 5 was, but
Do you think that it's setting up anything interesting in your eyes or no?
just more girl on girl stuff later.
Man, I swear to God. All right.
What would you expect? That's how they kind of ended it.
That is how they ended it. That is fair.
So,
And
I mean,
they made a point to make that a part of the episode, which I found kind of actually a little bit jarring. Like there was no indication that that's where that was going at all.
What I mean is this: whatever they end the episode on is usually a main plot point for the show itself,
Right.
and for them to use girl on girl imagery just means that that's a theme that they want us to recognize. So that's probably some of that woke bullshit that we normally get, especially with the other thing, where girl bosses and all that shit.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well,
I mean, think about it. We got two queens
you don't need
going
to.
at
You
it.
don't need to go any further.
No, I'm not gonna make it primarily that. But what I'm saying is, if you really look at what we're talking about, it's not really 2 kingdoms going at it. It's really 2 queendoms going at it.
Sure. I would say that perhaps they're utilizing the relationship with Rhaenyra and Mysaria as like a new power couple, whereas they've taken Daemon out of the equation entirely, which is kind of weird because the first whole season was about Rhaenyra and Daemon's union.
Well, he's becoming the Mad King,
I mean, he really
the
is.
Mad Targaryen.
Yeah. Yeah, so it seems like maybe they're going to sort of set this up as the new power couple. And, for what it's worth, Mysaria is much more cunning than anybody in the show. So,
And she's a linguist.
well, yeah, I mean, at least she knows a little bit of something about anything. I'm really just looking for competency at this point.
She might
I
be
think
the
that
most
went right
confident
over your
person on
head.
Rhaenyra's side.
No, it didn't. I just chose not to acknowledge it because it's like the 10th fourth grade joke you've made about it. All right.
Man, he's gonna ask
All
for
right.
a juice box next. Watch.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I share you guys' sentiments. I think this episode was a little bit better than episode 5. There are some threads to pull at that are intriguing now. At least it kind of sucks that it's taken this long for me to be intrigued by anything that's happening in the season. But I will say that I think Mysaria's plan to sort of wage a PR war is way more interesting than anything that's happened so far.
Exactly.
Really, it's like now that they've introduced that concept, I want to just see that. I don't care about the dragons. I don't really care about any of the other characters. I kind of want to see how that plays out. So that piqued my interest. I guess you could. Yeah.
I just assume that he's gonna go ape shit and he's gonna start killing civilians.
Who's gonna do?
Aemon.
Oh, Aemon. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna because he's gonna have to figure out how to placate the people. And with the blockade in place, even if he turns to those pirates, there's a good chance those pirates are going to do stuff that's going to piss off the people even further.
Yeah, Aemon knows what that's about. I mean, Daemon knows what that's about.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's it looks like it's sort of setting up this battle between hard and soft power, and how that works. I guess it's a little bit on the nose. You just kind of look at it on the surface, but it's kind of interesting. Another plot point that's interesting is the whole trying to find more Targaryen/Valyrians to be dragon riders. I think that's an interesting ploy, but
I did find that to be an interesting concept too.
Yeah,
especially towards the end.
Right. Yeah, I think that there's some interest there, but really those are the only 2 points right now that could say in the last 8 hours or 7 hours that we watched that have sort of like, oh, okay, I want to know more about that. So,
well, and to add to your statement about you guys' statement a moment ago about him becoming the Mad King, I like that we at least, if he truly does become what we know as the Mad King, at least I like that we're getting the background on it. Him being isolated.
Guy, but
well, no, not the king, but where the madness comes from.
Yeah,
right.
Targaryen madness.
It explains, the background of how one can be driven mad under such circumstances. Like even as royalty, as the highest level people in an arena, and anyway, you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
People who are most highly touted. To see him kind of going through that in a way in which he doesn't even believe is real. And that's, I don't know. I feel like that's that's jarring. That's something that kind of reels you in. And then you add that to the whole thing that's going on with Rhaenyra, and you realize that everybody is changing in different ways. We've seen how the Greens have been changing mentally, physically the entire time. Now we're starting to see that on Rhaenyra's side.
Yeah, I would say too, the most interesting things happen from people who are not the main characters, which I think makes me, I don't know. I think it kind of makes the show suffer a little bit. You think about Mysaria doing her thing, Rhaenys doing her thing. Then you had Aegon. I consider him kind of a side character. Like most of the interesting stuff doesn't happen to the main characters because we're looking at Alicent and Rhaenyra, and Alicent and Rhaenyra really aren't doing anything of note. It's everybody that's orbiting them that are doing things.
Oh yeah, I like that. She got attacked today.
Oh yeah, she definitely got attacked today.
That made me so happy for the people.
The people finally stood up. Well, I did like that scene where they were in the tavern and they had one of the like the rabble rousers that Mysario set up, sort of talking to the peasants about what the Greens are doing in the keep, holding feast and eating to their heart's content while everybody can barely eat bread.
Right.
That was a kind of an interesting scene for me because again, it's those planting the seeds of intrigue, trying to show you like, oh, there are some consequences here that we're going to see. So
excited.
yeah.
Oh, well.
So excited. We're so excited about the show. It only takes, 1 out of every 6 episodes or so just to get into it. But
Sometimes I feel like the entire season could be summed up in one episode.
It kind of
really
is.
can. Yeah. It really can.
Yeah.
At this
Damn.
point. I mean, do you want to give it a shot? Let's try to sum this up in one paragraph as far as we've seen in season 2. Right?
Ooh, can I go first? Ooh.
Yeah,
a little girl's born as a princess, grows
season
up
2,
with her
season
best
season
friend.
1. That's season 1. That's season 1.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Season
Yeah.
2. Incestuous queen fights for her throne and fucks up.
All right.
Close
That's
enough,
right.
not that detail.
That's like the elevator pitch. I get that. Yeah.
Right.
Keelan, what about
my
you?
version? When kids fuck up, no, it has to be sellable. Sorry. When kids make decisions that the adults don't agree with, the kids become in power and the adults step to the side. Find out next time on
Dragon Ball Z.
Very nice. Yeah. I think I would say that this is a let me see if I can use like the corporatese jargon, right? Okay, so this is a an exploration through the lens of the female versus male ruling dynamic and the gender norms that are placed upon them in regards to conflict.
Sounds so smartsy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it sounds like you're only telling half the story too.
No, I'm not really. I mean, the
Oh,
whole
well, no, I
story.
guess not. Yeah, no. I see what you're
The
saying.
whole story is about how women rule versus how men rule.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
And how two best friends have torn themselves apart over power succession.
Over the power
over
that men hold.
Yeah, male imposed power succession.
Is it male imposed?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely, because it was Viserys's fault that all of this happened.
No, it's not. He was clear.
No, he wasn't clear
No,
enough.
it wasn't.
He was
wasn't
very clear.
enough.
He said, "My daughter's to rule. She's my heir."
Well, then don't be like
But all
on
that
your
pillow talking.
Yeah, that pillow talk at your dying breath, not be able to get the full sentence across to your wife.
Wait a minute.
Make sure you got enough air left to finish your
Hold up. By pillow talk, if you mean I'm telling you the song, I'm repeating the song of Ice and Fire in delirium.
You're not even supposed to be
my
telling her,
bad.
no way.
Yeah.
He wasn't telling her. He was delirious.
That's true.
Look at him making excuses.
He was
for
dying.
Nope.
Dude, Mike's making excuses.
He
was literally dying. And he was repeating the story because he was probably thinking about his daughter, repeating parts of the story. And because she didn't know what the hell he was talking about, she made assumptions because she's a power hungry, mad woman. She knew that the daughter was supposed to be the queen. There was no doubt. She made all that shit up in her head.
She was raised to be the queen in charge.
Yeah.
By her snaky ass daddy.
Her position is that she was, and she's not wrong at this. Allison's position is that she was taken while she was young to be put in this position, and she's owed something for it.
Yeah.
By her papa. Blame your daddy.
Yeah. I think she does at some point. Anyways, that's season 1. So let's continue on episode 6 here.
Let me ask you a question.
No.
Yeah.
Or either one of you fellas. No, this is legitimate.
Yeah.
Once King what's his face sent Otto Hightower away, wouldn't your immediate thinking would be to kill him immediately?
Otto Hightower?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he would always come back as a threat.
But
Like,
he is never
who
shown to
would
be a
gain?
threat.
Yeah, that's kind of the point.
But who would kill him?
Anybody I sent.
But who's sending him to kill Otto Hightower?
I mean, if I was the king,
Oh, but that's their grandfather.
right? But he's a threat.
Yeah, but I think regicide is still heavily looked down on.
Yeah, but they having sex with their nieces and
Yeah, that's
they
fair.
baby
They are
killing.
Targaryens. Yeah.
I can't even argue with it.
No, but I mean, I actually, to be in all fairness, I mean Rhaenyra though. Once he was sent away as no longer being the hand of the king, wouldn't you send somebody to take him off the board? Because he's
Well,
a
I
chess
think-
piece that would be a problem.
Oh,
for
you
my,
mean rather than let him serve Alicent and the sons and her
Yeah.
brothers? I get what you're saying now.
Yeah, I think Otto Hightower is possibly across the Narrow Sea, brokering some type of army or deal.
with the what are those guys called? The Makers?
What the Bank of the Iron Bank?
Or if it's the Iron Bank or the guys who have all the eunuch slaves. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. The Unsullied.
Yeah.
hmm Yeah, in a
Because
shot.
everybody
yeah.
needs nobody really has a standing army.
Astapor. That's where they are. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So I think, I mean, like, it seems though as though they sort of hinted that Otto Hightower he's up to something, right? Because they send ravens for him and he doesn't respond. So he's either dead, imprisoned, or he's scheming in the background.
I definitely would have had him killed if I was Rhaenyra because he would be too much of a threat to leave on the board as an unknown.
Yeah, Rhaenyra doesn't really get up to much. She's sort of just,
That's why they don't
don't
take
know.
her serious, and that's why she had to slap dude in the face.
which I think
Yikes.
is only going to breed resentment.
So what? She needs to assert her authority. If you're gonna be a ruler, you can't have everybody second guessing you in that way.
Yeah, but
If I said we're doing this a certain way, we doing this a certain way. I'm not gonna have you keep bringing it up unless you can see an actual fatal flaw in what I'm telling you. You
Look,
bring that up. You don't sit
all
there and nitpick at me.
all I will say is that if this is supposed to have the same type of storytelling that Game of Thrones has, you should be careful of that slap because your alliances are already wearing thin. And
Yeah, I see
if
what you're
you
saying.
decide to slap one of the few lords that is on your side right in front of his homies, he might decide that you ain't shit, and
you take him off the board.
well, or he takes you off the board.
Secretly,
or
secretly,
sabotages
you take him off the board. He has an
Yeah.
accident at the highest parapet.
Right.
Whoops.
Well, if she starts doing some actual political moves, then I might be inclined to agree with you. But really, she's not doing anything except limp-handedly slapping somebody. So
Kind of being
Okay,
annoying.
let me explain again. I just want
Mhm.
something to happen.
yeah, I know you do.
Mike
I
said,
said
"Push
that
it to
most
the
of this
limits."
episode. Yeah, I
Man,
said that
stop
most
it.
of this episode. I think
Can you
this
fix it, bitch?
just something would be good. Yeah. So we get this idea that there are more Targaryens / Valerians out there through lineage and
Marriage.
ancestry, marriage,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. And they come across Lord Darkin. Is that his last name?
Yeah, I don't remember his name, but what I do know is that I think his biggest flaw was that he showed too much fear. Entirely too much fear.
I think there's a blood quantum problem. I think that the dragons are eugenicists and they know that you don't have enough Targaryen
I get that,
blood.
but I mean, if he wasn't acting like he was completely about to poop his pants, which I don't actually fault him for, but I think if he would have had some kind of familiarity with it or something where he could have just controlled his bowels, I don't think that he would have
I think anything under 50% is probably a crapshoot, considering.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I'm not going to disagree with that one bit.
Yeah,
because if you don't got enough of the blood, then it's a crapshoot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you look at somebody like Jon Snow, he was 50%. Now you have this new character. I didn't get his name. Do you guys know his name?
Come on, Keelan, you the keeper of records.
How so?
How so?
You supposed to be on this shit.
I mean,
that's Corliss's son, right? Or both of them his son, or just
Both
one?
of
I
them
think
are
they're
his
both sons.
Okay, both of them are his sons.
They're
Yeah.
both his sons by the same mother, apparently. The
Okay.
only difference is Alan shaves his head because his hair grows white.
Right.
Oh,
It would
okay,
be too obvious. Yeah, that was obvious that his hair must be growing white if he keeps shaving his head. And his brother
Right.
said, "Why you keep doing this? It's not like
Right.
it's a secret. I know, he know, you
But he
know,
doesn't want everybody else to know.
his wife know."
His
Yeah.
wife, well, she's not
Well,
around
his
to tell
wife
nobody.
ain't. Yeah, she ain't telling no stories anymore.
No, but she knew, and she told him she knew. It wasn't a secret.
So we think both.
But then your question, really quick, the
Yeah.
question would have to be, how did she know? Because you have to remember, she was born royalty. So does she know?
She saw his
because she's
face.
privy to. Wait, but that's what I'm saying. Does she know because she's privy to information, or because she knows what her husband looks like in another being?
I would think
she
you
just
go.
recognized that there was a resemblance. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So you think both of the brothers are going to get a dragon? We saw Sea
I don't
Smoke
know about a
decides to
dragon,
choose.
because the dragon, clearly dragons are choosing.
Right.
Choosy lover.
So I don't know about getting an actual dragon, but I think both of the brothers are about to get an upgrade in their lifestyle.
Well, one
That
of them
part's
is
true.
definitely getting Sea Smoke. It's just a matter of whether the other brother gets to be a rider as well.
Right.
Yeah.
He might.
I don't think Alan's
he
gonna
got
get a
about as
dragon.
much blood as anybody else.
Yeah, but the dragons are still picky. I don't think Alan's gonna get a dragon because he's also already been named the head of a fleet already.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why. That's why I kind of thought that.
I think it gives
Yeah.
him more reason to now head that fleet, depending on what Adam decides to do when he's confronted by Rhaenyra in the next episode.
Right. One of them will be, just like Bayla said, right? One of them will be a rider, and then the other one will be Salt and Smoke.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that. I like that idea. And
Instead
then
of
we
his
have
Buster ass son who went off to go do
Buster?
weird shit.
and
The
then,
original Buster.
oh yeah, that's right. Where did he go? He just went up across the
I don't
sea.
want to
Huh?
be a part of the royal family.
He skipped
Yeah.
away.
He skipped away. He did indeed. We also have this mystery about the dragon in the veil.
Oh, right.
I think that could be Rhaenyra's dragon.
Lady Longneck of House Aaron. That lady has the longest neck I've ever seen in my entire life.
Hey, in some cultures, that's thought of as sexy.
That's
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying nothing about nothing. I'm just saying I noticed and I was like, wow, that has got to be one of the longest necks I've ever seen. No, Jane Aaron is her name, and she's there with Bayla. She's hosting Bayla and the children, and Bayla comes across a burned herd of sheep or goats.
How did she come across it in the way she did and act all surprised when she's right up on it?
Yeah.
Like you couldn't see that from like a mile away.
She was looking down. She wasn't looking up.
Kind of like that beach full of airplanes we talked about a while back.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep. That's exactly how you do it. She was busy on her phone and she didn't look up from her
Right.
phone. That's what happens.
Like what the hell?
But apparently there is a large dragon in the Vale, and we don't know who the dragon is or if it has a dragon rider yet. So Bayla may be getting a new dragon.
Cool. I
Or no,
hope she
she
does.
already has a dragon, though, doesn't she?
Why she can't have more than one?
I guess she could have two.
Wait,
if
no,
she wanted.
not Bayla, Rhaenyra.
Oh, Rhaena is the sister, right?
Yeah.
Because it's Bayla and Rhaena.
Oh,
Okay.
now you come through with the keeper of records.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's not
Now
like these.
you remember.
It's not like all of these people's names are just a variation of the same name.
Right.
Yeah, but he the keeper of records. I expect him to know.
I was
know,
supposed
I
to.
agree.
I didn't present information fast enough. I apologize.
That's right.
Yeah, that's on you. That is your fault.
That's your fault.
And then we got Aegon is waking up from his coma, but he's obviously in a lot of pain. What the hell were they pulling out of his body?
Those were rags.
Yeah.
Ew, so they're stuffing his wound with rags. Oh God.
I was
Dirty
gonna say
rags, because they ain't
yeah,
got no soap.
gauze.
No
Right.
soap.
I mean,
Oh
isn't that what
gosh.
you do? You got to pack the wound.
I
Eamon just
mean, yeah,
couldn't
but
wait
with
to
clean
go.
shit.
Eamon just couldn't wait to go try smother him. Man, as soon as he heard that he was awake, he was like, "All right, let me go over there and get the pillow real quick."
Yep.
Be
If
going
it
and get
wasn't
this
for the
pillow
maester,
ready.
yeah, if it wasn't for the maester, that dude would have been dead. But it does seem like Aegon wants to die, so I don't know.
I mean, he's in a lot of pain, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
he's
just wants
got
the pain to be over.
I appreciated the moment where Laris comes to him and they have a discussion, or he listens to Laris, and Laris, as now a fellow crippled, lends some helpful
Hey,
information.
for the first time in the whole time he been on the show, he was being for real, for real.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but he was
1,000%
also
above
trying to
board.
push him to suicide. I think.
Is
I
that what
think
you
to an
think that was?
Yeah,
I don't.
because his whole shtick was you don't know, like you're never going to be the same. Everybody's going to look at you and they're going to judge you. And it does seem like he's sympathizing as far as like, oh, my leg is lame, so I know what it's like to be disabled. But I think his overarching message or more subtle message is that he wants Aegon to take all of that opium or whatever and just kill himself peacefully.
Just off yourself.
Yeah, all he has to do is drink a little bit too much milk of the poppy, and he goes right out.
Yeah, but I think Aegon wants to survive. I do. I think he actually does want to survive. I don't think he wanted this as much before, but I think in this current scenario, now that things are going the way they are, he knows his brother is a fucking sociopath. I think he actually does want it now, and that's what's gonna make it more interesting.
What, now he
Maybe.
realizes he's a sociopath?
No. Now he actually wants to be in rule because he understands that there is no real backup plan. He is the only one that can do this from a human stance.
Yeah, but it looks like there's like 3 different type of people trying to kill the king right now. So we have
Sure.
Aemon, who has a clear motivation to kill the king, I would assume. Especially since their conversation were something along the lines of, "Hey, do you remember anything?" "No, I swear to God, I don't remember anything. Please don't kill me."
Who that? Who there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I swear I have no idea what happened. I swear, please don't. Yeah. And then he has the conversation with Laris, who sort of is suggesting that maybe he just drinks a little bit too much of the milk of the poppy and goes, takes that long sleep. And then I think also Alicent kind of at her wits' ends and maybe in a sort of weird way of trying to get some power back in her life, decides to take his life to end his suffering. That's a possibility still, because Alicent's whole arc is just slowly losing power and her scrambling to keep some shred of power.
Right. I think your version actually sounds more promising than whatever they actually have planned.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I haven't read the source material, so I'm sure people who have
Neither
read
have
that
they.
know. Yeah, no, I'm sure they have. Maybe this isn't the Acolyte, man. You know. Let's see. And so we have the accostaments of Alicent and her daughter, the Queen.
Yeah,
The
Helena.
little people, Helena. Everybody's starting to revolt and riots and get resentful, and they get accosted yet again.
He socked that man for that bag of carrots.
Bopped him. He said, "Give it to me." Bop, motherfucker.
Oh,
But
that's
no,
when they were getting the food. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
well, yeah, because that's when the riot happens, and I think that's an unplanned benefit of Rhaenyra's plan, because you expect anarchy at some level, but you didn't expect to damn near kill your niece and sister-in-law and best friend.
Right.
They get what they get.
Yeah, no, I think that's what it comes down to. We're at war.
Right.
And I tried to avoid it. You didn't. You said it's inevitable because you just being a power mad hungry. I won't say the bad words, but the words I like to use.
She'll work around. She'll work around. You know what I'm talking about?
I do like this this battle of tactics, right? So Alicent and the Greens have this very heavy militarized tactic, whereas now that we're seeing Mysaria is sort of pulling the strings of everything, hers is much more of a PR war, psychological warfare type of thing, and I like seeing how those things match up against each other. I think that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, Masari is
Agreed.
kind of like the Don King of this mug.
Who Don King?
Informational. Masari.
She's splendiferous.
I
Oh
was
my
going to say
God.
she's more like Edward Bernays, the guy who created advertising and public relations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Mad Men.
Yeah, there you
Never saw
go.
it.
Yeah. What
where
else
are we?
happens
The
in this
small
episode?
folk. Allison wonders
Oh,
what
Damon
Keaton-
has more hallucinations.
Man, I just like X Damon out of my brain at this point. Everything in
Well,
Harrenhal is so boring.
he's been getting good information apparently from
I mean, he
Alice.
banging the witch that he hallucinating exists because she probably really don't.
he is stripping that owl.
No, she does exist because she goes to help the Tullys, and she basically, I guess it's confirmed that she kills Grover Tully.
I believe she kills Grover. Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally have here Alice kills the Lord of River Run.
Yeah.
We
After
all
she
thought
kills-
it, to be fair.
My favorite part of this episode was she's having that conversation with Damon, and then she just says, "Do nothing," and I was like, "Oh, say less." He has been doing nothing for the past 4
Right.
episodes.
Right. Look at you reading into the wild.
He can
Drink
do that more.
and do nothing.
Yeah. At least
but-
at least Tyrion got in some battles once in a while.
Right. But after this comes my favorite part is when Adam is chased down by a dragon, because it would be the black man who the dragon chasing don't kill.
That's because
mean-
the dragon knows that he is heir to the throne,
Right?
Fair.
Yeah, he's definitely
even if he don't know it. The dragon know.
He's got the
He's king of the
dragon
rock.
blood. Yeah, he's got dragon blood in him. So at least at least the dragon's gonna have some more riders, I guess. I don't know how much good it does. It's still, whatever the heck that gigantic dragon name is. What's it?
Vagar.
Vagar, yeah. Vagar in the mix. It really doesn't. I mean, you
Well,
have to have,
Vagar is going to
10
get
dragons.
taken out by the dragon in the veil when they tame
think
him
so.
later in like probably the next season,
Because apparently that's a huge dragon the way they're painting it.
right? Or at
Yeah.
least that's the way they're trying to make it sound.
Right. They are trying to make it sound like it's a very big dragon, but I would be interested in seeing that for sure.
Right. Mysteria finally answers the question of where her scar comes from. I still ain't seen no damn scar. But
I would take a look and check again.
she said there's an internal scar though, and that made sense.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll go
yes,
check for
yes.
you and let you know.
I bet you will.
Easy
double-
there, Sparky.
Double check,
Easy.
triple check.
Yeah.
But what got me is they go from talking about her being, done what was that happening to her as a child. Then she pledges her fealty basically to Rhaenyra. They go from that to embracing and making out.
To hump it.
No, just making out.
Just making out.
You're just filling in the fanfic there.
Somebody got to do it.
I know. Yeah, that did feel to me like it came out of nowhere a little bit. I didn't feel like they both had that sort of like chemistry with each other at all.
Because it never was a thing until they made it a thing.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the unless because you would think that there were hints dropped along the way, but I don't recall any of those. So it did seem like, oh, okay, wait, y'all were just hugging for a second. Can't you just hug somebody without making out with them? Jesus, what's going on
Yeah.
here?
I mean,
All of a
As
sudden,
a
that's
fan, I
kissing
can-
going on.
they girls.
Oh, okay.
But to end all of that and distract all of that, they bust in and tell her that sea smoke has been sighted over the Spice Lands, and she rushes
Ooh.
off on Dragon back.
That sounds tasty.
Yeah, it does.
Sea
Made me
smoke over
hungry.
the Spice Lands.
Yeah.
Got any sea smoke back there?
Got some sea smoke.
So we got them back. What else is okay? So that's the final scene, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the final scene. She
Oh,
skirts
okay.
off.
Okay. So we're caught up. I didn't miss anything else. Kristen Cole is giving Allison the cold shoulder. Oh,
God,
get
I
it? The
hope he dies soon.
cold shoulder. I'm so funny.
Uh,
Yeah.
um, yeah, no.
I hope he
Nothing?
gets killed soon. It's taking
You
too
do?
long.
I know,
Who's
me
that?
too. I'm very ready for Kristen Blue Pill to get taken out.
Mm. Yeah, I mean,
Come
I
on,
think it's going to
fellas.
be a lot more death than what we're expecting. The way this is starting to turn, the death and the normalcy of that seems to be kind of coming back into play, where they're
Yeah.
not afraid to just kill people and move forward with the story in a different manner.
Let's hope so. Again, like I don't need gigantic battles every episode or anything like that. But this episode to me was a step in the right direction as far as the political intrigue is concerned. I hope that they can kind of keep that momentum a little bit, at least with this one storyline, because I don't know if they're going to be able to add more different storylines to that. But I am interested to see how the peasant revolt turns out.
That's the only thing. That's the only real interesting thing they got going right now.
It really is.
Everything else is kind
Yeah.
of like,
Yeah,
I think
agree.
that's going to be how we lose, or as a story, so many are lost. And I think on
Maybe.
both sides, people are going to be lost. It's going to seem like it's just one sided, but something's going to happen to where, um, like Renee, no, her name is
Renee. Rhaenyra?
not Renee, Bela's sister.
Bela? Vagar, Varys, Valerian,
No, the other sister that got sent
Mysaria,
away. No.
so is she
Anyway,
named after the king?
Rhaena, Rhaenar,
Rena Rhea.
Aemon, Aegon.
No, dang it, the sister who can't ride dragons.
I don't know.
Rhaena.
Rhaena. Yeah.
Rhaena.
I said
Yeah.
Rhaena.
Did you?
Just
There's a
weren't
sister
paying
who can't
attention.
ride dragons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of them's not a rider.
Is it because she don't want to?
No,
No,
she hasn't been selected.
Wasn't one of them Vagar's rider?
Their mom was Vagar's rider.
I thought the one of the little girls. Oh, she was going to claim Vagar, but then Aemon got there before her. Right. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
That's because he's a usurper of thrones.
He's a usurper of everything. Yeah.
But what I was gonna say is, I think the mob is gonna basically be what kills everybody in King's Landing, but Rhaenyra is gonna lose people just based on their placement. They're gonna be in places like, I don't think Rhaena and the boys are as safe as Rhaenyra wants them to be.
Maybe not. Yeah. And if she keeps slapping people, somebody's going to take umbrage with that.
Yeah.
You know.
I agree.
Okay.
Can't
Well,
wait
let's
for
see
it.
what. Yeah, let's see what next episode has in store. I want to see what Night Mac gets up to, and
Who?
Aemon.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want to see some
What's the Moon
Starks
Man?
come back
What's
for
his
a while.
name?
What little
What's the
man?
Moon?
you mean Quicksilver?
No, the McDonald's Moon Man.
Oh,
What was
Mac
his name?
tonight.
Mac tonight. There you go. Thank you. Appreciate that. You got to remember that.
That's never not funny.
It sticks up, dude. Man, that guy's got such a moon face. It's ridiculous. Like a crescent moon face.
You're not a nice person, are you?
I know. All right. Anything else, you guys?
I hope they pick up the action for the last 2 episodes, because
Oh, this is
They're
the
on
last two
8.
now?
fall asleep. I thought it was till 8, right?
It should be 10.
Maybe. Well,
Unless-
yes, I hope
yeah.
either way, I hope they pick it up a little bit, because all of these episodes, while there is some good information to pull from them, they all have that one point where you could take a nap, wake up, and not have to rewind it to know what's going on.
Yeah, there's always a couple scenes where you don't miss anything if you aren't paying 100% attention, which I guess is okay, but it's I don't know. Sometimes there's just too much of that, and then you get these brief moments of interest. I'm very interested to see how the peasant revolt happens and how that goes through, how the Greens might get out of that situation. That's more interesting to me than watching dragons or listening to people sort of talk about plans to do something but never actually do anything. So thanks Mysaria for bringing the one interesting plot line to the show. There we go.
Yeah, no argument there.
No arguments there. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We hope that you enjoyed this episode of Screen Time Continuum. Let us know what you thought of episode 6 of House of the Dragon. Are you enjoying it so far? We would love to hear from you. If you like what we do here, we are here Wednesday and Sunday at 9 p.m. And if you like what we do, please hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscription button, and the notification bell. It would really help us out. We try to build our audience out. And as you can see, we are a very small channel, so we can't do it without help from you guys. So thank you again. We really appreciate it. We'll be back Wednesday night. Whose choice is it Wednesday night, guys?
I think it's yours.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, because it was Keelan's for 3 weeks, so
Oh, that's right.
he was
Yeah,
after
it
me.
was. Okay, cool. All right, so we'll be choosing a movie for Wednesday night. We'll be back at 9 p.m. Wednesday. Thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate it. And for the Screen Time Continuum, I am Nick.
I'm Keelan.
And I'm Mike.
Thanks for noticing me.
Okay, Big Bird.
I'm sick, Bird.
I need some smack.
The good stuff.